How many walk-in clinics are out there where you mentioned about access, same-day access?
Yes.
Is that widespread? Because we do have a walk-in clinic in our outpatient center in Newport Richey, and I think it works very well.
Yeah.
How many walk-in clinics are out there? And how long, what is the average time where a veteran would have to wait to get the same-day access?
Yeah. Actually, where I practice in New York City at the VA, that's where I practice in the walk-in clinic. So we're there. If anybody needs to be seen, we see them that day. Not all of our VAs have walk-in clinics. Of the sample I looked at, for example, of the 6 in the GAO report, 3 had walk-in clinics, 3 didn't. But what many...
Why don't they?
Well, because many, 34, actually have same-day access in their primary care center. So if you can see your patients through your primary care center, you don't need walk-ins. The other ones do need some type of urgent care visits. We do know that in areas that are challenged, they've actually begun some pilots with commercial urgent care clinics as well, too. So this is part of our declaration of access. Everybody needs to get to same-day access for primary care by the end of 2016. Walk-in clinics are certainly a strategy to get there.
So do veterans who need same-day access, do they all qualify, if they qualify for VA care, to go to a walk-in clinic?
We don't have walk-in clinics in every one of our medical centers.
Well, the ones that do.
Yep.
The centers that do.
The ones that do, I can tell you that if there's a walk-in clinic and they are eligible for VA care, they can walk in and be seen that day, yes.
All right, thank you. Next question, again for Dr. Shulkin. One of the VA's legislative asks is to have flexibility and budget authority to avoid artificial restrictions that impeded delivery of care and benefits to veterans. However, the VA has experienced many issues in which they attribute to lack of training and education. Not too long ago, the VA encountered a budget shortfall for the same fiscal year, as you know. The VA did not submit to Congress a formal request for emergency funds until months after the VA had already identified a potential budget shortfall as early as March of that year. This was in part due to the fact that the VA employees were not utilizing the $10 billion appropriated for community care through the Choice Program and utilizing the traditional non-VA care account. The VA's only solution was the potential shutting down of VA medical facilities throughout the country. That's unacceptable. The question is, should Congress allow such flexibility? What assurances do veterans and taxpayers have that employees will be trained this time around properly so that another budget shortfall nor threats of medical facilities being closed does not happen again? So give me some assurances, please.
Yep. Well, Congressman, I think you got it exactly right, which is what we had was we had spent all the money in one checking account, so it got down to zero, and we had lots of money in the other checking account. In order to be able to give veterans care in the community, we had to come and ask you for authorization at the last minute. What we're saying is we don't ever want to do that again. That's not acceptable. It's not the right way to run a system. So we want the flexibility to use care in the community funds to support veterans who get care in the community. That means when we train our people in the system how to use it, we can train them that there's one pot of money and now focus on doing the right thing on veterans instead of following rules for 7 to 8 or 9 different pots of money that frankly are too complex and we've shown doesn't work for veterans. So that's why we really do need this type of legislation and we need your support in getting that passed.